Never had an interest in making rock music, but
Why do you know why you didn't have that interest?
I don't know. I guess or the area I'm from, a lot of it's the music that was big at the time was a lot of hip hop, and then that's eventually what I got interested in. That's what I got interested in before making trance and progressive music and DJing and producing. So I went the hip hop route and kept playing piano, and eventually all those things came together when I started producing.
Was piano also a valuable thing? Were you able to play? Yeah, were you able to use it in your hip hop, or did you try to combine the piano in that?
Not the hip hop, but with the trance and the progressive, absolutely.
What still is what proves itself? Or did you have a classical training or?
I had classical training for a lot of years, and I think that definitely helped me in the creativity. And I played a lot by ear, and that's still a lot of how I produce. I don't really read notes too well, but I do a lot of everything's kind of in my head, and that still remains with me to this day as to my style.
Do you still actively practice the piano?
Not as much anymore. I really should though. It's something you don't want to forget.
Yeah, do you have a piano in your house?
Yes, yes.
So
yeah.
It's not, you still touch it from time to time?
Yeah, no, I definitely test out some ideas there with melodies and some concepts. I also have a keyboard that connects, a MIDI keyboard that connects to the laptop. So,
because what would you say? You've used then the piano, and now you probably use the computer for the more parts. Do different things come out? Yeah, depending on what tool or instrument you have in your hands?
Well, as far as production, I haven't really ventured into like live recording of piano. That's something I want to do going forward, absolutely. Up till now, it's been all about software, writing notes in the software. But like I said, that whole live element to playing and recording piano or guitar or other instruments is definitely what I want to go into the future.
Have you never experimented with it?
Not yet.
Why not? Because I mean, it's
a perfect fit. It seems like a perfect fit, but.
What has kept you from doing that until now? Was it just the music you were making? Or?
I think when you get so involved with software and a lot of this production software, you don't really go beyond that, and you teach yourself all the moves that you need to make with the software, and you forget about all the instruments that brought you there. But eventually, it's something I'm gonna focus in on and kind of recapture.
Because you stated in previous interviews that you have a relatively sober setup when it comes to software.
Absolutely.
Is it also maybe to save yourself from getting trapped in an overkill of possibilities, maybe, or?
That's a good question. I mean, I've really the program I do use, Reason, is very limited, but in a good way. I think a lot of people say it's limited in a bad way. It allows a certain sort of built-in series of instruments, and I kind of like that. I kind of work with what I know, and a lot of those other programs have like a million possibilities that you can sort of plug into it. But I've found that I have a lot more fun using something I'm very familiar with and very limited to. But
to what extent do you think you still have room for your creativity within that program now? Is it still, you can use it for the next decade, so to say, or is
it's a great question. I mean, when I start writing the next batch of songs, I'm gonna find out for sure what the answer is. But I think for at least another year, I could stay with Reason. But eventually, I'll venture to something else. There's a lot of programs I haven't tried yet that may open up my creative process a bit differently.